Hey guys, I hope you're having an incredible week. This week we're looking at putting and looking at top tips for how we can improve our putting. I've got two tips for you and I've got one practice game, so keep tuned in. So first of all, thing that we're going to talk about is how our head and where we're looking can influence how we hit our putts. So a lot of time what we see when we're putting, we see a lot of players, as they're hitting their putt, their head comes up very quickly and they're looking for the ball very quickly. Now what this does is it raises your chest and can open up your chest. Now when we do this, it can completely change how the putter is delivered. And a lot of the time, we see the putter move more upward and we see the putter face being held open, and we see a lot of misses out to the right as a consequence of that. So number one thing I'm going to tell you is, can we hit our putts? And can we keep our head down, staring at the point where the ball was for a minimum of 2 seconds? Listen for the ball going in the hole. Do not look for it. Now, second top tip. Now, this one's all around tension. Now, when we're practicing our putting, we don't necessarily have that kind of pressure on us. We don't feel that kind of tension. But when we're on the golf course, we do. And it's hard sometimes to recreate that in practice. We can do our best, but sometimes it's just hard. So, top tip for how to practice to improve our putting with that pressure is, can we take tension out of our grip? So, however tight you grip the putter, when we are practicing, you will grip it much tighter when you're feeling stress and pressure on the golf course. So with that in mind, if we can quite simply practice gripping our putter incredibly light and having it resting incredibly lightly on the ground. So instead of it sitting there on the ground, resting the full weight of the putter on the ground, and even sometimes pressing the putter into the ground, which is what a lot of people do, can we actually just very lightly rest the putter on the ground? And one thing that I love to do to help us encourage do this is, we grip the putter incredibly light, and then we actually just tap the putter on the ground before we actually have our stroke. So just very lightly tapping it. Now, if you can do that, if you're just very lightly tapping it, it means that you've actually taken out all the weight of the putter and you've got it in your hands. We're going to find that that initial part of our stroke, the part that often we see being very juddery because we put too much tension on the putter, because we rest it too hard into the ground, often we see that start being not as smooth as we'd like. When we tap it and we take out all the tension, we actually find that is much smoother, and we're able to get the ball starting on the line we want much more often. Now, last little game that I've got for you here, I've got a tee peg and I'm going to pop it out in front of me about 20 feet or so ahead. Now, quite simple game here. I'm going to hit 3 putts, and my goal whilst I'm doing this is, how close can I knock it to the tee peg? So if I get the ball to finish within a foot of the tee peg, it's worth 3 points. If I get it to finish within 3 feet of the tee peg, it's worth 2 points. If I get it to finish within 5 feet of that tee peg, it's worth 1 point. And anything outside of that 5 feet radius, we're going to have 0 points for. 3 putts, how many points can I get? Now, you can repeat this for multiple putts, and what I'd encourage you to do is play 3 from one location. How close can we get it? So I've hit that one a bit firm, a bit right. It is within the 3 feet barrier though, so 2 points. Can I get it within a foot? I'm going to aim a bit left. We go again. Pace is a little firm there. It's a little left. It's not taking a break. It's more like the 5 foot barrier there. So that's worth 1 point. So I've got 3 points over those 2 balls. I would have 3 balls from the location. How many points can you get? Can you repeat that from 3 different locations? Have a total score, then change the tee peg to another location, see if you can beat it, or go do some chipping, come back to the putting game, or do some hole and out work. Pace putting is so incredibly important for hole and putts. If you don't get it at the right pace, it's not going to break in the way that we expect it to go, and then it's just going to be very, very difficult to make any putts. Have an incredible week. Enjoy your practice. Get some putting work done. Let me know how you found this video. Drop me a message if you can, and let me know if any of this was valuable for you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy golfing.